Welcome, everyone, to Night City Stargazers, Episode 8. Where we had left off, our team of mercs had just collected and loaded up a load of crates from an Arasaka warehouse, small as it might be, where they ran into some maelstromers. After dealing with these gangoons, collecting the loot, finding what they needed, and bringing it all to Nathaniel's to have certain cyberware uninstalled from a corpse. They now have collected back together to discuss what they found, as well as what they could potentially make off of all of this, if they find the right buyers, of course. A number of things have piqued the interest of some of our mercs here, so why don't we start off with some thoughts on some of this gear that you found. Having all collected together outside the van, Sam's getting a little antsy to get a move on, but is still very much willing to hear you guys out for what you want to do next. So, what do you wish to do?
Well, I think that we end up starting off with the organization. We end up going through most of the gear. A lot of knickknacks. Even a press pass. Who knows what they're blackmailing with that. Start to end up organizing between stuff that's useless and stuff that I think might end up fetching a little bit of a side penny. It's not like we got a warehouse to end up storing all this in or anything like that. Though my eyes keep going to the augmentations that we ended up picking up. Small part of me has to remind myself, no, that's being delivered for the job. But having that Sandy, Kuroshi implants,
Top shelf shit, that.
Starts making me wonder. But I know it sounds stupid, but I'm really trying to end up doing this legit. Though, right now with how badly I end up getting thrashed up, especially against Juju, makes me second guess these kinds of things. I think about all the little details that need to end up coming together. Should I stick with the rifle when the blade feels so good? Maybe. I don't know. I eventually just kind of sit on the back bumper, partially in the van, just looking up the skyscrapers of Night City. Trying to imagine back in the day, flying overhead in Navy. City looks something beautiful from up there. And down here, I'm still picking up out pieces of people out of my arm, making a horrible splattering mess. I can feel it, you know. Every time I move my wrist or my elbow, feeling the servos getting gunked up a little bit more. Blood starting to coagulate and dry up. Usually I wash it off in the rain and hope that I don't end up having to worry about anything rusting or going into disrepair. Who knew living so low was such high maintenance? Figured after a bit, since dealing with Lalou's roommate, I start to end up grabbing a small piece of my own torn up outfit and maybe just dip it into a puddle nearby after the rain. Start using it to clean out all the gunk out of my arm.
I'd guess
Weird.
it'd probably be around this time Orvan would probably show up from inside the clinic. Doing some maintenance.
Just cleaning the blood out.
Anything good?
Better take your pick. Just remember that the optics and the sandy aren't for us.
Eh, I'm not too interested in the cyber myself. You?
Kidding me? Sandy's a custom job. Mil spec. Kuroshi optics, top shelf. Some of this stuff has come a long way since the last time I got chipped. Now all I end up having to contending with is a bunch of synth skin and parts that are more found on Jig Street more than anything else.
I noticed you all mentioned Jig Street a lot. I am assuming its reputation is bad?
Coke and whores.
I guess I picked a good spot then.
You end up dealing with tigers on occasion, but for the most part, you know, it's skin, real or synthetic, your choice. Body parts swapped out in order to make a customizable fuck. That's the reality of it. Fine. Whatever you're into. Disposable parts with disposable people.
Do you think of yourself as one of those? He says, reaching into and grabbing something from one of the piles.
Not much left to really consider. I mean, sure. She looks over the mantis blade that's currently deployed that she's been cleaning. That's obviously not my hand, not my arm, not my shoulder. This one, look, she gestures to the other one. looks perfectly fine, but it's just artificial too. The face, back, everything. I mean, if you really wanted to strip it down, everything you're talking to right now is artificial.
That is where I would disagree with you.
I'm a fucking brain in a jar, Doc.
You may say that you are a brain in a jar. But that same brain and that heart in your chest, those have not been replaced. You are still you.
Ship of Theseus, Doc. The ship of Theseus.
Indeed, currently, you would definitely be a ship of Theseus. Except the ship of Theseus was completely redone. You still have the brain, the heart, and your spirit.
Sure about that? You sure about that, Doc? You think I was always so grim? You think I was always just looking about, looking at Night City as a leviathan ready to eat me? Do you think that's always been the case? Or do you think that maybe trauma changes people to the point where you have to go back to the ship of Theseus? The arms, legs, that nice ass, all designer model. But what is it really? And you say about the brain, well, cells replace themselves once every about 3 years. I've been like this for a lot longer than that. So there's no cells that are original. Brain functions sure as hell don't end up operating the same after trauma response. And then after recovery, you're not remaking new connections, you're not remaking old connections, you're establishing new ones. Coping mechanisms, skill sets, perception, it's all changed. So when you really break it down, what is left?
You may ask that, but I look at it a different way. Your spirit remains the same.
What do you know about my spirit, Nimed boy?
Not too much. I used
Are you
to see a
talking
lot.
out your ass?
No, no. I look at you, and you've done what you can. The things you've done for the group, not something someone would do if they were just in it for the check.
Yeah.
Sounds like an optimistic corpo to me, Sam says from the front of the van. Someone who's used to rolling in the money. Now he's not swimming in eddies anymore. Can't lose that naivete, though.
I
Leave him
wouldn't
alone.
necessarily say naivete, just hopeful.
Optimism. He
That's
hasn't walked
okay,
these streets that
man.
long enough.
Maybe you shouldn't. Let's not pretend you and me, Sam, are the pinnacle of mental health.
I grew up on these streets. I never said I was the shining diamond of mental health.
Yeah.
That costs eddies.
To be honest, I don't think they're very good in the mental health department back where I came from either.
Yeah, well, I imagine that has to be the case, right? Try and imagine you being there, trying to end up responding to somebody who happened to end up getting all paid up on trauma response. Meanwhile, someone comes over with a kid with a bullet wound through the chest, currently devouring his t-shirt, and you have to draw a gun on them and pull the trigger because they can't seem to take no for an answer in their desperation. So you just choose to finish the job because it means keeping the client that you're currently picking up intact. No risk scenario, right?
Not my fondest of moments, that's for sure.
Trauma only picks up those who can pick it, who can pay the fee.
Yeah, well, even
That's
Even Sharon ends up asking you to pay the toll with 2 coins over the eyes. Pay the ferryman.
that is true. The ferryman does require payment. But I hopefully will not be meeting him anytime soon.
Optimism.
And I hope I don't have to guide any of you down there either. My job is to prevent that.
Appreciate it, med boy.
One day he's gonna ask for the scratch, though.
No, not
Yeah.
particularly. To be honest, they're honestly paying a lot more. Like, look at Trix. Lost her entire leg. Look at Loup. Arm broken at a completely 90-degree angle in the wrong direction. And even Slideye in previous operation. In bits of head cranium completely gone. But me? I haven't even been touched. They're taking all the hits, and I don't. The least I can do is patch them up. Why would I charge them?
Because that's not how you make a quick buck.
I'm not making a buck on my teammates. We're making money from job. Why would I charge them for the medical bill?
Supplies? The cost? Demand for
Yeah,
your
I take that
services
from
in the
job
future?
expense, not team expense.
Don't mind the doc.
I've never met a doc who's not in it for the money.
Know a lot of docs in this here neck of the woods that don't have the term ripper in front of them.
Met a couple. Ambulance runners.
Tells you what he's talking about, right? Besides, I'm not sure if his naivete is coming out of a place where he really is that positive, or if he's just so sweet I'm gonna get a fucking cavity by the end.
Call the dentist.
I believe that there's a decent dental care package somewhere in my portfolio, but I don't think I have the tools anywhere.
She folds up her arm after picking out, or maybe she's just getting sick of the conversation at that point. Doc, I get it. I really do. Look on the bright side of life, right? Taste the love like it's a Nico Cola.
Perhaps.
Yeah. Until everything ends up going tits up. Read about that all the time in the scream sheets. Yeah. I'm still... She pauses. You two boys look after the gear. I'm gonna end up checking in on Trix.
We're gonna get going here soon, right?
Yeah, as soon as they're done. See what needs to be done anyway. Everything's organized. Good work, Sam.
You do.
And she starts walking past Orvan. Just looking at him a bit. Moving on to check in to see how the doc is putting together Trix. Lost her goddamn leg. For some odd reason, Slideye probably thinks that probably hits Slideye harder than it hits Trix. And Trix is the one missing a fucking body part.
So, back inside the Ripper Doc's office, Lou and Trix getting up to any conversation before Slideye walks in.
I imagine it's a lot of Nathan lecturing Trix. And
Full-on
Lou
father figuring you, yeah.
Yep, and Lou just standing there, maybe listening in amusement.
Alright. If it starts to act up, you know, you got some kind of twinge, or, you know, something starts paining you, I'm giving you a painkiller. And he hands you an air hypo.
Alright.
Take some now, some later, and you'll be fine. You might have some soreness in the incision areas, but you should be able to walk on it relatively easily in the next day or two.
Alright, yeah, I'll definitely send Blunder a text and see if I can hop over there for a night or two.
You're lucky it
So
was
I'm
a
not-
clean slice.
Considering it came from a gun, yeah. Yeah, that's lucky.
Well, part of it's replaced with steel bone and reattaching all of your muscle fibers with synthetic. You know, the joint is going to be a little bit, you know, cyber, but you have a mostly organic leg still.
Well, to be honest, I thought I was going to have a completely cyber leg by the time I walked out of here.
That's
You were
extra.
ever the miracle worker.
That's extra.
And at that, she'll take the hit off the air hypo. Because he told her to use it now. No use getting him even more annoyed with her.
If any of the seam, if that seam starts coming apart, you're gonna be right back here in my chair, right?
Of course, why do you think I'm going to message Blunder?
Good.
If there's anyone in between the two of you who can keep me down, it's him.
Right. Well.
In part due to the fact he's afraid of you.
Good. As a son should be of his father. He knows that I'm not afraid to pull a piece on him. Should he be acting up that bad?
I think I remember the one time you did in front of me.
It was to prove a point in front of a thug.
Yeah. And she's gonna try and stand up.
And it's sore, like he said, but you're not experiencing any immediate pain at the moment, given that you are on a painkiller right now.
Yep. And she's probably gonna use him to steady herself and hobble over to get the crutches laid out.
Mm-hmm.
I'll shoot you a message when I get over to his place. I think we got a couple things we gotta deal with, and then I'll head out that way.
Just take it easy, alright?
I I promise, I will. She'll give him a quick hug before she starts heading for the door. Probably about the time that Slideye is coming in.
And Lou. And Lou's there too. Alright. Well, if there's nothing else, Slideye, you do see that Trix is walking out, or towards the office door, on a crutch. And if there's nothing else that you wish to do here, you can move out.
How you feeling?
It twinges a little, but Nathan's a miracle worker. Didn't lose it all.
No, I imagine not. But how are you feeling?
Frustrated. I thought I was in a safe place and got proven otherwise.
Hard lesson to learn on the job.
Mm-hmm. But I'm alive. I'll heal, I'll learn.
And that's it.
Most I can do. It's been a hard lesson for the last few years. Tragedy, you live, you learn, you move on.
Yeah, but it's the first time you ever had a part of yourself really replaced, isn't it? I mean, it's not like a hookup that you end up using for your biz. It's something a little more.
Yeah, obviously part of it is cyber, but honestly it's better than what I thought I was going to walk out of here on. And at this point I'm starting to realize that maybe maybe there are certain things I need to get to improve the situation a little bit.
But
I don't know, I've never been into the whole stay up to date with all this current tech.
to be fair, a lot of the stuff you'll end up picking up is probably going to be secondhand. Somebody else get their comeuppance and trying to make it a little cheaper on themselves, so they sell their used stuff.
Yeah, and she's tapping her head. That's what this is. Second hand, few years old. Probably third, fourth hand, actually.
It doesn't bug you that a piece of you is currently floating through so many wearers and probably going to float into somebody else?
Never really
mean-
thought of it that way.
I mean, it is leaving with a bit of your brain matter.
Yeah, that's true. Never thought of it that way. It does sound a little bit weird when you think about it.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just still thinking about what Doc said. Figure I'd check on you in that regard.
Yeah. So, what do we got in the truck? Anything decent?
Quite a bit. You got the package with the Sandy and the optic.
She's gonna motion back toward Lou. Lou's got it.
Good. that's how you're feeling, that's how you're feeling. Won't push it. Doc's waiting for you in the truck. Probably gonna give you a physical once you're done. Try and end up maybe trying to lift your spirits or something like that. Sam is turning into quite the curmudgeon.
Swear to God, Medboy lays a hand on me, he's gonna get smacked at this rate.
He just wants to end up knowing that you're okay, and well, I'll be honest, I'm currently betting on shock still, but that'll be your call, I suppose.
Yeah, after we drop this stuff off and gonna have Sam drop me off at a friend's place. They're
Any
gonna be keeping an
particular
eye on me the
reason?
next couple nights.
Makes sense.
Partly because she's motioning back at Nathan. Partly because he's scary.
Oh, come on. Nathan's a pussycat.
I heard that.
That man will pull a gun on you.
He's never had to pull a gun on me.
I haven't given him a reason to pull one on me either. I'm not about to start.
Slideye steps out of the way.
Besides, don't want his good work falling all apart on me.
It won't.
Hobble out toward the truck.
Trix hobbles out towards the truck. Anything else?
No. Unless somebody needs to talk to Slideye, she'll just observe and wait for us to get this delivery over with. Sooner we can ship it out, the less she can stop being tempted to get chipped in again.
So all of you climb into the van. Your collective loot laying in front of you in the floor of the van as you take your take your seats in the back of it. Sam driving to wherever it is that you're looking to. Are we going? Trix headed towards Blunder's place first, or are you kind of heading towards a place to safely sort the stuff out?
I figured heading toward a place to sort stuff out and then drop off to Octavio.
Okay. All right.
But on the way, she would be shooting Blunder a message like, "Hey, I need to hang out at your place for a couple days."
And by this point, it is early morning, and it is started to rain, so the cloud cover is still making the very early morning relatively dark, but the lights of Night City reflect on the road in front of you as you drive throughout the rest of the city. So you head over to a safe place. Now, are you all going to a specific location, or are you going to Trix's apartment, Louv's apartment? What are we doing? So we haven't really described whether you guys have like a safe place to unload, or in the back of
We
some
haven't
alley
discussed
somewhere.
a place like that at all.
Yeah, and considering the only two right now that have an apartment are Trix and Lou.
Could I do like a streetwise roll to see if I know of like an abandoned place
Some safe
on the
place on the
block?
street. Okay. In the street or in an alley somewhere. Yeah, absolutely. Make that a streetwise roll. Actually, since you're in Haywood, I'll even make it if you would like, a knowledge home turf roll.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Where is that?
That's let me pull up a sheet here. I forget what that's
Education.
under.
Education, your home local expert.
Yes, I'll allow you to use that or a streetwise.
Yeah, I think that's higher than Streetwise. Let me double check. Oh, they're the same, but let's go ahead and let's do local because I want it to be Haywood specific,
Okay,
please.
local knowledge. All right. Okay, 15's not bad. You and Sam have essentially walked up and down this entire neighborhood numerous times, hundreds of times even, given that you do so regularly on the daily anyway. Someone might even say thousands. So you find a place in a back alley somewhere, out of the sight of the NTPD, out of the sight of the local gangs, out of the sight of everyone. It's behind a rather tall building. It's got a bit of an overhang on it, so it's a little out of the weather too. Plenty of dumpsters, plenty of trash. Kind of just dumped in this corner, really. This is a trash dumping spot. And the last time that city maintenance came by and swept out all the trash out of this place, well, one might think that it's been years, given how bad it smells. Maybe there's a dead body in there somewhere, who knows. It reeks, but it's safe. Safe from prying eyes. No cameras. No overlooking windows, nothing. Just a little corner tucked in the middle of the city. So, going through everything, there's a couple of things that might be of note. Obviously, I have given you the list of the loot and how much each of those pieces would be worth if sold at a good market. Primarily, there's the 3 guns from the 4 guns from the gang members, obviously, so, which might be of some interest. There's some information chips. There's obviously the custom Sandevistan and the Kuroshi eyewear that you have found. Some Arasaka armor and clothing. You find that there's a box of spare parts for vehicle repair, which Sam has expressed an interest in when going through all of this. He might want that for himself. So, what do you think?
Trix, without a second thought, is going to use the crutch to push that box of car parts over to Sam.
This is going to be pretty useful to me.
You earned it.
You sure?
I don't care. Does anyone else need them?
No, they're worth a lot more to you than they are to us, Sam.
Okay. I mean, I might be able to... Let me see that. He pulls over one of the guns, and you notice that that one that he pulls over is one that's of particularly bad quality. Looks like it might jam up if not treated properly. If you want, I can sink some time into this. If you want to keep it. Otherwise, we can fix it up and sell it.
Fix it up. I don't need any more firearms at the moment. I've got 2.
Yeah, but as is, it's not gonna fetch very much.
Yeah.
So it'd have to be worth the
Yeah.
time sink.
Yeah, good idea, Sam.
Anyone else?
Slideye, you got the rawest deal off this job. I think you should have next pick. You see anything in this heap of stuff you want?
Big question, big question. I end up grabbing hold of the press credentials.
It's a pretty standard key card. Looks like it has somebody's name on it. N54 News. Must have got stolen off of somebody who sought the wrong side of Maelstrom.
Wow. Hopefully they're still on this side of the grave. Sure, finder's fee is in order at the very least. Or could be useful for a job. I have to end up finding that. Oh, don't give me that look. It's like I end up showing you at the start. It's all a matter of what can you do with it.
And at that, Trix will be taking the passkey for the university library.
Okay. It's for a library that's close to the university. It's one of the smaller ones. But it would prove to be useful if you do need to make a visit to find information on some things that you might not otherwise have access to.
Yep.
As far as the press credentials, the name on the ID with a picture is one Samantha Duncan.
It'd be useful.
Do we know the name?
Orvan does.
I do read it aloud. Duncan, Samantha. Fun stuff. Wow. I'm sure that you guys will end up getting a pretty penny for the rest of it.
Keys, you're muted. You're muted in Discord.
Yep,
Appreciate it. I forgot my father needed to talk to me, so I muted. Apologies.
You're no good. I was gonna say no reaction. God damn.
No, I was reacting. Sorry, let me get in character. So, upon hearing the name, Orvan went, wait. Slideye, can you repeat that, please?
Slideye.
Sorry, didn't quite catch that, actually.
He said, can you repeat that?
Slideye, can you repeat that, please?
Duncan, Samantha.
Oh, scheisse.
N54 News.
Fuck. Why does he have her credentials? Fuck.
Someone you fancy?
Ex-girlfriend
I heard.
of mine was kidnapped last time I checked.
Wow. Ain't that just fun? Ever find her?
No, it was a more recent kidnapping. I've been keeping an ear out. But it seems fate has guided me to answers. Or at least one.
So what's your connection to this Duncan?
Ex-girlfriend. Dated
Nice.
for a little bit after I got to Night City. Disappeared a little while ago. Seemed to be a kidnapping. Then the whole thing with work happened. And I haven't been able to follow up on that. So, yeah, that's concerning.
Does her family have money?
The first thing you ask about is money.
Well, to be fair, it was the second thing.
Lou's got a point.
That is fair. That is fair. As for if they have money, I mean, probably. I never really asked, but given they were a reporter of at least some repute, I think they had some. I never really asked.
Might be worth looking into.
Might be more maelstromers in it for us too.
Oh, that's Does the credentials Slideye have an address for where she worked?
Well, if it means that much to you, she gives the press credentials back or to Orvan.
Orvan, what you would know about the N54 station is that there is primarily one building. It is one of only 3 local stations here in Night City, given that everything airs on all 3 of those channels when it comes to television. You know, whether it's entertainment, news, whether it's sports of any kind, everything airs on just those 3 channels. And being the biggest in news broadcasting in the city, it's its own corp, obviously. And so maybe it doesn't surprise any of you that a Corpo Media would also be in bed with a Corpo Trauma team. Literally. But you do know where the N54 broadcast station is because you've been to her office more times than one.
So Orvan would take it and thank you, Slideye. I think that earns you a fresh pick, I would say.
And Lou would know that press credentials for N54 would probably fetch a pretty eddy if sold to the right person. You know, fake a missing woman's as make him fake being in one of this missing woman as part of the press.
Penny for your thoughts.
Is everyone
Who,
just staring
Lou?
blankly at Slideye right now?
Yeah, who's staring at who? We can't make eye contact in this medium.
Wow. Very least, the press pass will end up giving you a little bit of a keepsake there. Who knows, maybe you'll end up finding out something. After all, I have to imagine she still carries or you carry some kind of flame for her.
Yeah. Oh.
Although you do say X like you broke up before she went missing.
No, just I know enough about Night City that going missing is not the what's a good word? Going missing tends to be one of you do not find them, or if you do, they are dead.
Well, one usually goes out
What
of their way to
happened?
find their missing input.
What happened to that wonderful bit of optimism you were sharing with me not more than 15 minutes ago?
You must really care about her if that dropped.
To be honest, I didn't think I would have the opportunity to look. But
You have Corpo cred, man.
you are missing some very crucial information.
Your trauma. You could basically walk into that place in uniform and say somebody called.
No, I really can't. That is not a good idea.
I'm not saying it's a good idea, saying you could. And if you're banging her, input and output and all, you should at least be familiar with the premises, right? Somebody was looking the other way to let you in the office.
Besides, you telling me somebody with those kind of credentials isn't on a pay system?
You have fair points. Granted, I haven't exactly been in a situation to go looking.
You got the eddies from the job, and you're one of the only, like you said earlier, you're one of the few out of all of us who's still in one piece. Seems to me, while most of us are getting repaired, stitched back up, and reconnoiter, you get a nova opportunity to be able to end up looking into an old flame.
That was my plan. Now that I have the credentials, I can get into her office a little easier. Assuming they
Med
didn't
boy.
change the passcodes.
Private Eye.
Ah, yes. Bad Boy's Private Detection Service. Ah, yes. Truly, a marvel opportunity.
A real dick.
Yes. Thank you very kindly. Is your name going to be Richard now?
As long as he doesn't start calling himself Sir Fallistiff.
Who is Sir Fallistiff?
Trix is just going to reach over and high five Sam.
Or Mr. Stud.
What?
You know, the implant.
I think you misunderstand what my job description was.
Shaft.
Shaft.
You people in your... whatever.
This man is... Has he ever had sex?
Yes!
I highly
Multiple
doubt it.
times.
I want to see the BD, or I don't believe it happened.
Right?
Why do you think I recorded my escapades?
Because people do that. There's sites for that.
Yes, but I am not one of those people. What do you think I am?
A man.
An innocent.
With a BD recorder
Very-
in his brain.
Why would I have a BT recorder in my brain?
I don't know.
Can we just focus on getting the gear selected so we can see what we are selling instead of trying to figure out whether or not I have had sex?
One's funnier than the other.
Loup sees a vial of poison in the stack.
Mhm.
Her jaw kind of like separates the front side in like two mandibles. And the vial comes forward with like a hiss and like an ejection port, and she like pulls the empty vial out and like installs the full vial,
Okay.
and then the mandibles close up over it and like into her face again.
Love it. Love that description.
Oh, and she picks up the shard with the drug dealer's information on it. She says, "You guys, anybody want this? Do you mind if I take this too?"
Honestly, it might be better off in your hands.
You know, I keep giving you guys drugs. You keep not using them. Are you sure you want drugs?
They are very bad for your health.
That's why I haven't offered you any, Met Boy. I know you're a square.
I mean, that... Thank you for being considerate of my standing on that, I guess.
You're welcome, but your time is coming. Great. She's gonna tuck it into a pocket.
I think we could more or less, unless anyone wants anything else, I think we can just offload this.
Orvan would go into the thing of gear, quickly picking up a small little memory chip. I think I want this.
And it's written in pen on the exterior of it. Collection. And it's a slottable shard if you want to slot it.
So he quickly slots it in to make sure it is of what he's getting.
And there is a list of files. A list of movie files that could be played on a brain dance viewer. But they're not brain dances. They're movies. So theoretically, you could slot this shard into any computer, and it'll open up a media player and play a movie for you.
Are they labeled movies, or is it all just questions?
They are labeled movies. A lot of it's in like file name format, so there's very little in the way of spaces. There's some numbers. There's you know, some of the movies that you see in some of these folders are in parts, where you see there's a part 1, a part 2, a part 3 of a certain movie, and each one of those segments is only about an hour long, from what you can tell. So maybe it's a single movie broken up into 3 parts. You're not quite sure. They all look bootlegged. But when you slot the shard, you don't get any viruses, so they're clean. As far as the tech is concerned, you know, randomly slotting a shard that you know nothing about. But yeah. One of which is a famously bad movie. And you know that this is a famously bad movie because it is a Godzilla ripoff.
Ah, yes! Giant Lizard number 4! I remember this movie. It was very bad.
And you also remember it came out in the 2040s.
Oh, and it's from the 2040s as well. Yep, definitely keeping this. This is movie night material.
2040s, that's vintage.
And it was very bad. Remind me to make you all watch it with me.
No, thank you.
Why?
He's the one who cooks
Because
dinner
it
and
would
has
be
movie
pop-
nights, remember?
But as for the question of why, because bonding. And also because I think you would get a laugh out of it. It is that bad.
I mean, Lou, when was the last time that we actually went out to see a movie, honestly?
2072.
So 2 years ago, right? What did we go see
What did
again?
we see?
I forgot.
Some kung fu flick, right?
I remember we got chased off the premises of the movie theater. That
Oh
part
my
was fun.
god. Yeah, I took too many hits of blue glass and started trying to kung fu fight the screen. That was a good time.
And we swore that next time we would only watch movies in BD.
Mm.
Not like we're doing that again. Well, we can hawk everything else.
Alright.
Including getting our package to the fixer, right?
Yeah, if we're ready
Yeah.
to do that, I can call him now.
Yeah, go ahead and give him a call. Get those dropped off and then worry about everything else.
Alright. So Lou, you're giving Octavio a call?
Yeah, I step aside and call him on one of my burners.
Okay. and call him on one of your burners. It rings a couple times. He picks up. It is 6:02 in the morning. This couldn't wait till business hours.
Well, the early bird gets the spinal cord.
To be quite honest, I didn't exactly expect to hear from any of you. I expected you all to be dead. Shows how much I know.
Well, you hooked us up pretty good with those spare parts and the armor, and everything worked out pretty well, actually.
Then it's a good thing I kind of have a distaste for my client. He's going to be thrilled you made it out in one piece.
Yeah, him and us both.
In that particular case, he's going to want to meet you in person. I'd say wait till business hours.
All right, where's the
though.
meat?
Arasaka Tower.
I thought it was a family member.
Yeah, the client is the one whose family member died to get you that Sandevistan to get back to me, to get back to him.
Heard. Yeah, so are we bringing the whole gruesome crew through, or?
Well, I expect you four.
All right, you heard it.
Go
Text me with the
sharply dressed to
details.
make a good impression, will ya?
We'll do the best we can.
I'll tell him you're meeting him at 9 o'clock. A.M.
And got it.
Catch you then.
See ya. And he hangs up the phone.
I'm not mishearing things. We are going to Arasaka Tower?
I'm nauseous.
You'll
Well,
need some
okay.
medication for that.
On the good side, it's outside of you, pointing at Orvan. Not like we did anything bad to Arasaka. We're returning a piece of equipment.
Oh, this is going to be... I should probably not be walking into that building.
Okay, can Sam take your place? No. Octavio has seen you. Oh, fuck.
Well, we're meeting the client. I don't think Octavio's going to be there.
Oh, Octavio's gonna be there. He's arranging the meeting, right?
That's what you assume.
He'll be there. He'll be there to bridge the meeting. He'll be there to make the meet for sure. We won't just walk in there by ourselves. Someone's got to vouch for the people that are coming into the meeting. No, he'll know if there's some. He'll know if we're trying to pull something weird. Is there something we can do to disguise you? Fuck.
I don't really know.
Okay, I got it.
You got it?
Yeah, Med Boy, come over here. She
Oh no.
adopts a boxer stance I'm gonna mess your face up a bit.
I don't think that's going to work.
No, it's gonna work. It's gonna work perfect. Come here.
You are...
Wait. They make face masks for this shit. Tiger Claws wear them all the time. He could just
That might work.
have a broken face that he wants to cover up. He could still talk if he wants. Just don't
I think less talking in this meeting is better, if I'm being honest.
I mean, I agree. It's Arasaka that's got you shit in your pants.
Yeah, and let's not. Yeah, honestly, the accent is probably a
dead giveaway?
dead giveaway. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Yep,
Dead being the operative word here.
you'd probably be zeroed in a heartbeat, Chum.
Yeah.
Get
Wait.
a face mask. Got it.
So Med Boy has beef with Arasaka?
Something like that.
Something
Yeah.
like that.
Oh.
I think it's more like if they don't know he's alive, it's not a problem. But if they see him walking around, making a name for himself, they'll probably kill him and anyone he's with.
Yep.
Is
And
that?
especially if he's
do I have that?
walking into their tower.
Yeah, that's probably not super. Probably not super.
Yeah, I think I would like to not see everyone here put to the sword.
So when you say face mask, you mean a synthetic face that looks like a regular face that goes over his face, or do you mean like a mask?
No, that requires a whole fucking Ripperdoc install. I'm just talking about like a mask. Just something to cover the bottom half of his face. Or, we could try to find some kind of full face helmet. Motorcycle shit.
I could see why I've still got left in my old gear.
I don't have one.
I mean, I do. I do have a box of old shit from my writing days.
No, I got it. We meet in the middle. We put bandages on his face, and we make it look like he got hurt. I'm going in there with a busted arm. Trix is going in there with a busted leg. Who's to say Orvan didn't take a hit to the face?
I mean, fair. I mean, that would make sense.
So let's take some gauze. Let's do a half wrap around one of his eyes. Leave space for one of his eyes to see. Can you do this for yourself in the mirror? Do you need help?
Oh, I've done this before. It won't be the first time I've gotten the crap beat out of me.
Okay. Do you want? Would it help? Would it help get you into the method if I did beat you up a little bit?
Why do you want to beat me and break your arm again?
I don't know. I think it might be fun if I punched you a little bit.
We haven't slept, let's be real.
And remember, you need to take care of your arm, because if you don't, it will break again and you will have to go see, I believe his name is Nathan.
Break my arm again. Don't want to break my arm again. Don't break my arm again. Got it. Sorry, I keep forgetting.
I could punch him. My arms are still pretty goddamn good.
You do
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I will make sure you don't have your painkillers by the end of the day.
I have Nathan on speed dial. Would you like to tell him that yourself?
Unlike you, I am not afraid of him.
I have seen this man pull a gun on people.
I mean, he
Okay.
really should be. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've
I-
seen him pull a gun on people too.
Why
He's
would
pulled a gun on his own son
Okay, and
He's pulled a gun on me.
several times.
is that supposed to make him scary? That just means he's normal, right?
Actually,
Yeah,
I think
that's-
he's
that's
fired at
pretty
you
good. You
once,
make a
Lou.
pretty good point there. I think he hit me once. She like
What did
reaches
you
back.
do to the doc that made him shoot you?
I broke into the clinic.
Which is why I typically hang around her now to keep an eye on her, make sure she doesn't do it again.
Okay, wait. Time out, I think, is the
That was just the
American.
one time he caught me.
Fair.
Why were you breaking into his clinic?
Yeah, you gotta get supplies somewhere.
You know, drugs.
That time, I think a dog bit me on the ass, and I needed drugs. Yeah, Sam's right. I needed drugs.
Wait, I thought animals weren't allowed in Night City. How was there a dog?
There was a dog fighting ring. Illegal.
Oh. That's
Welcome to Night City.
No, you're thinking of the birds. The birds all flew off and went extinct.
Was it the birds? I thought it was all animals.
No, it's a poor environment. Sure, we get sandstorms and rain and polluted air and bullshit.
You've never seen a dog?
No, I've seen dogs. I'm just pretty sure they were illegal in Night City. But
I mean, these ones were definitely illegal. Like, they were not supposed to be there. That's for damn sure.
At least the rain in this city is nice.
When it's
Isn't it
I'm
acidic?
still trying to get over the fact that most of you ended up involving some point of Nate having to end up drawing a gun on you guys for random circumstances.
That's what I
To
am
be
concerned
fair-
about.
I have not had him pull a gun on me yet. I have yet to give him a reason to. Lou's a troublemaker.
I'm a lovable scamp. What can I say?
I don't think that word means what you think it means.
Lovable?
And here I just fucked him.
Nice.
Oh, so you were that one night stand he was talking about.
Well, I wasn't using the lower half when he was replaced. So
Why you Americans? What the hell?
Talk about a half and half.
No, I have seen him body slam someone twice his size before, too.
Slideye is out here giving new meanings to giving Ed.
Oh, so you know what that means.
Yes, I am
But you don't know anything else.
What, did you think I was a virgin?
Yes.
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 No, I am not. I am older than all of you. By, I think, 10 years.
more
I
like
think 20.
Mean anything?
you look like you're 30 years older than me, bro.
I'm only 32.
And I'm 16.
65. 65 years old.
Wait, if you... I'm not even going to touch your love lives. I don't want to know.
Yeah. Early breeders down here on the ground.
Do not put that thought into my brain.
Too
Baby.
late.
Too late.
Fucking.
All right. Wait, he doesn't need to know anything about that, Lou.
I don't need to know what you two do behind closed doors.
Ew!
At least make sure you keep it protected.
I don't like what
Yeah, I
he's
have a gun the
insinuating.
whole time.
Not that
That way
kind
the
of
pimp can't sneak up
protection.
behind you and rob you.
Ew.
At At least he understands. I
Well, let's get the let's get prepared for our meeting, shall we? I'm gonna be manning the van outside.
just don't flip off the guards and you should be fine.
It's the Arasaka parking lot. What is there to be afraid of?
Defense turrets?
Yeah, defense turrets. Military grade bullshit. Paramilitary sort of shit. Like Arasaka's good at. And so,
And the ninjas.
gathering what it is that you want to pick out of your stash, your little haul here, you do have a couple hours before the meeting to do what it is that you would like. So, what is it that you would like to do? Are you pawning off some of the gear that is in your haul, or are you going to spend some money trying to preen yourselves just a little bit to enter a corpo building? What are we talking about?
Well, Orvan will definitely be doing the cleaning up procedure. At least this will be the one time the corpo background really comes in handy.
Well, to be fair, that suit has been in your backpack for the better part of the last week and a half. So it's a little wrinkled, my friend.
True, but at the very least, he has one.
True. So, where do you go and wash up, my friend, since you do not have a home at the moment? Oh, pardon me.
The answer to that question would be wherever the hell Trix and Lulu decide to drag him.
Okay.
Oh, great, so we have a pet.
Said something about dogs?
Yeah, we don't have a dog, we have a pet med boy. He's
You
pretty
have a
self-sufficient.
homeless German man.
Homeless German man.
Trix would probably get back to her place, not only to pack up a small bag to go over to Blunder's after this is all done, but find something a little bit nicer to wear other than, pants that are missing one leg.
Yes, because your current pair of pants is missing a leg.
Jesus.
It makes her an interesting look when she's hobbling down the hallway.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Then yeah, I'll say that you all have, the basics when it comes to dressing up a little bit. Not anything extravagant, mind you. No designer suits or things like that. But you have something of a polo shirt or a dress or maybe some slacks as some backup clothing. Maybe a nice shiny pair of heels that that you've been storing away for the appropriate time, depending on your own style. So let's talk about that a little bit here. So, what is your fashion style like, Trix?
Oh, if she's not going around in her old leathers or anything like that, it's actually rather bohemian style, kind of flowy.
Okay, so lots of fabric, lots of sort of flowing bits. So maybe a nice sort of midi skirt dress with some fake gold accents, though they're very notably fake.
Yep. It probably shocks anyone who knows her well enough, because she's usually going around in the older leathers and stuff like that.
Yeah, you're
So to see her try to dress up is, who are you? What did you do with Trix?
Yeah, you're usually a t-shirt, leather vest, um, jeans for pants, and leather boots kind of gal, normally. Maybe the flowy bits is actually a wide pants, a wide leg pants jumpsuit sort of thing.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. What about for you, Lou? What's your fashion style like when it comes to dressing up just a little bit?
I don't think Lou has anything else. Is the reality.
Yeah.
She's got her urban flash coat and boots, and that is it. I mean, she's got, her thread worn holy tank top underneath.
Hmm.
So maybe she's got like a nicer tank top.
The nice one. The nice one.
Yeah, exactly. She's got the one that's not, charred.
And not fuck Arasaka.
Yeah, maybe there's like maybe there's like a black one that she puts on that like hides the blood stains a little bit better. Um, but otherwise, yeah, she hasn't changed much. She's gonna have a shower. She's gonna I don't think that she really can do much with her hair. I think it's, the curly mop that it kind of is.
Yeah.
I think she's like fussing with it, trying to figure out how to make it look more professional.
Nobody really taught you how to prep curly hair for a nice day.
Yeah, and she can't figure out like any attempt to like corporatize herself. Like maybe there's like some grease, or maybe there's like some pomade or something, and she can like pomade the sides down, and that's like the best she can do.
Which is fair. That's basically all she's really learned to do, because it's either the frizzy mop or try and attempt a ponytail, which the pomade helps to slick down. So, so yeah, maybe kind of attempting a little bit of both. What about for Slideye? Not that you have to purchase any new clothes right now, but maybe something that you've had in your bag since you did have to give up your little spot for a little while.
Yeah. I'm thinking it might involve something. A little bit more corporate. I mean, after all, given the background and what have you. I wouldn't exactly call it business-like. After all, she's been living the streets for the past little bit, so at best, it's something that needs to be steamed out just to end up getting the smell of, well, mold out of it. It's probably been stuffed in the bottom of the backpack, and she definitely feels a little out of whack with it. But tries to end up keeping it clean. Though she will admit, not exactly her favorite look anymore. Reminds her of old times. You know, when she thought she could put her life back together again. Maybe she hangs on to it out of some vain hope and buries it at the bottom of the bag just so no one ends up knowing what's really there, what's locked in the basement. Still, it's enough to end up at least making it look like she's at least not foreign to the entire idea of dealing with Arasaka. But her mind is concerned right now. Everybody else is looking at Med Boy. It's probably for the best. But I got my own theories as far as who the client is. Hopefully I'm wrong.
So a jacket, top, and pants, or are we talking about a dress?
Short skirt makes her look more akin to a secretary more than anything.
Okay. Short skirt and a jacket?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay. Nothing terribly fancy, but serviceable. Maybe with a pair of, well, whatever boots or shoes you end up owning at this moment. And how about Orvan? What does that corpo look like?
All right. Oh God. Hey, did my mouth. There we go. I would say that Orvan is in the way that the party first met him, but with the gauze around his face, so no one can attempt to recognize him.
Okay. Well, after spending a bit of time cleaning up, changing clothes, maybe finding yourself some breakfast, you can there's some time to maybe sell off the gear that you're not going to be keeping, but not a whole lot of time to do so. So maybe an hour before the meeting time. So, do you choose to do that after your meeting with the at the Arasaka Tower, or do you plan to do just a quick sell off of things?
But that's in Lou's ballpark.
I know, Lou, last time you talked about your rolled ability as knights, the night market.
Yeah, I think that looking at what we've got, a lot of it's just kind of standard stuff.
Yeah.
It's probably not going to be like too difficult to move. It seems like the payday is going to be pretty standard. I don't think that we have to do anything special for it.
No, yeah. So if you wanted to sell it at the cost I listed in the handout for each of the individual items you want to do, then you can add that up and we can total that out and give it to you guys over the break. Otherwise, if you wanted to try and negotiate higher prices for the total sold, then I would make for rolls, but that would also eat up time. So, depending what you want to do.
Yeah. I mean, I do have a good score in those things. I would like to roll for it.
Okay. So, to make this...
It's worth it, I think.
To make this simple, you have enough time to do one round of haggling, which is going to be a single roll. And depending on that roll, so I'll set the difficulty value. If you pass, you will be able to sell it at 1.25 times the total amount that you're selling. If you fail, then you would be minus 0.25%.
Okay.
You can choose to sell it without the roll and get it at standard cost, or you're taking the risk.
And that's going to be for each item?
That's added up the total items, and then it's either going to be 75% of that at a fail, or 125% at a pass.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you want to give me 2 seconds here?
Sure.
Because I was actually doing my level ups
Mm-hmm.
while we were talking about those things.
Sure.
And so if you'll let me finish leveling up that skill as well,
Sure.
then I would love to do that.
Yep. Based on
Yeah.
the experiences that you've had so far in the game, any
Mhm.
improvement that you do is going to be 1 level.
Yep. Yep.
At,
If you like, I can tell you exactly what I'm doing.
yeah, let's do that.
Cool.
We're all learning this system together, even the audience.
So I've got a total of 135 improvement points.
Okay.
I'm going to use 120 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 20 apiece for each level. That's going to level up 6 different skills.
Okay.
And I'm going to do my human intelligence, my persuasion.
Okay. These are going from 0 to 1?
No.
Oh, okay. Because it's 20 points times the new level for typical skills. So it's 20 times 1, 20 times 2, 20 times 3 for each, depending on the level.
Yeah. Gosh, I forgot that.
Yeah, so if you're going 0 to 1, that's 20. If you're going from 1 to 2, that's 40.
Got it.
Etc.
Okay. Gosh, I'm so sorry. That's okay. So I'm actually going to have to totally reevaluate this whole thing. Because I did not do that right at all.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was just 20 per level.
No, yeah, it's 20 times new level.
So, okay. So yeah, that's not going to work at all. At all for what I thought it was doing.
That's okay.
Never mind.
I was walking keys through that earlier too, so
yeah, and you were talking about it, and by the end of it, I thought that I understood it the other way, and I'm like, yeah, it works the other way, of course. No, it works this way. No, we're good. Cool. Let me look at my score really quick for that and see. Because what is that? What is that skill?
That would be your roll ability, and I think your current level in that is 4 or 5, if I remember right.
For what?
For your roll rank or your roll ability. I forget.
For what?
For your fixer level. Or are we're talking about other skills?
No, we're talking about my trading. Is that what I was gonna roll? To do the selling.
Yeah, so it was going to be like a trading roll, or it was going to be something something specific to you as a fixer.
Yeah.
Or something to that effect. That was going to more or less let you choose.
So yeah. I mean, my trading is a 12, so I feel pretty good about that.
That's that's a solid that's a solid modifier on that.
That's a solid modifier on that. Let's throw 2 luck on it as well.
Okay.
Just to be on the safe side.
Just in case we crit fail, right?
Just in case we crit fail. So yeah, there's your trading roll plus 2 on the luck. Thank you for taking that.
Ooh, that's a crit on a 32. That's that's well and above.
Do I get higher than 125 because I critted?
You know what?
That's Jesus.
Yeah, so whatever it is that we add up, because I don't recall what it is that you guys are going to keep and what you're not, we can add that up at the break. But whatever you get, double it.
Fuck yes.
So we're gonna add that up at the break. We're gonna double it for that crit. For taking that risk and spending the luck, it paid off. So, you, my friend.
You bitch got paid.
You, my friend, got double the value on all the stuff that you're gonna sell. So, and I'll even say on top of that, this guy, he kind of likes the cut of your jib. He likes the way that you present even the poor quality pistol,
Mm.
because there's a poor quality pistol in there. He likes the
Mhm.
way that you sell it, because this guy, think of a used car salesman sort of vibe. He's about as sleazy as you're being right now, and so he he's willing to pay double, and especially if you can bring him more shit.
Great. So now I've got a contact.
Yep. Yep.
Nice.
This is somebody that you could probably get similar materials from. So I'm going to say something like,
Mhm.
standard quality weapons, not necessarily drugs or other paraphernalia, but definitely a weapons guy. And, he's
Mhm.
taken the other stuff that are a little, more on the, information side, if we're selling some of that at a at a premium rate, because information is also sellable.
Beautiful.
So,
Pleasure doing business with you.
pleasure doing with business with you too, kid. And just keep me in mind.
Yeah. Me smelly place, a Sue smelly place.
Right. I mean, they call me
Um,
Carnage for a reason, right? I spread carnage.
Beautiful. Ugh. Can we be sure to remember to dump the maelstrom bodies here as well?
Yeah, you have places where even at the safe place, quote unquote, where you had kind of sorted through things at first, was also some place that they wouldn't get picked up for weeks. So of places where you can get rid of them.
Tight. Just wanted to make sure we didn't have to roll for that too. So.
No, that's easily done. Easily done. So, the next step would be to go to your Arasaka meeting. So let's take a quick break and add up everything that you are selling to Carnage, as he has called himself, and we'll be back after a bit. So be back soon, everybody. And welcome back, everyone, to Night City Stargazers. Our group of mercenaries have been called to Arasaka Tower. One of the key features of Night City, in the Corpo Plaza, in the center of the city, a striking, tall, black exterior tower with the Arasaka logo smack right in the middle of the top of the thing, surrounded by other buildings of similar size, from Militech, from Biotechnica, from Petrochem, among others. You have been driven by Sam to the front of the building. You have been waved in by the guards, who have come to expect your arrival, with Octavio not too far behind, as you pull into a parking space and he greets you at the van. So, excited?
Jumping out of my
Excited?
skin, Aki.
Octavio, please.
Of course.
So sorry, what was it you were saying, Trix?
She's just kind of looking at him up at the tower. Excited to go in this place? You've got to be kidding me.
Well, I didn't expect as much from a nomad, so. Well, if you're ready to make your entrance, we're going... Well, we're not going far up the tower. Honestly, we're only going to the second floor lounge.
By all means, lead the way.
And he starts to walk towards the entrance. And of course, leaving Sam behind to tend the van.
Yep.
Octavio speaks up as he's walking you all toward the entrance. Of course, I'm sure you have your package on hand. So what do you know about the Fourth Corporate War?
Well, where do you want to start? Militech, Arasaka, part of Night City. Arasaka comes out on top, and Militech is treated as an afterthought. Led to Dogtown, and at this point, end up making it so that Night City might as well belong to Arasaka. Of course, that's after all the bombs dropped.
Somebody knows their history. Well, you're going to be meeting one such individual. Someone who came out on the Arasaka side and all the wiser for it. A veteran, if you will.
Proper royalty.
Exactly.
That or
I'll practice my curtsy.
Hopefully that's all you need to practice.
He seemed rather impressed on the phone, so here's hoping to make a good impression. Maybe that means repeat jobs.
Or a wonder as to why we're in their backyard. If we're lucky.
Well, remember, Slideye, they sent us here.
Starts to walk you in. The guards, after a bit of searching. Now, did you all leave your weapons in the van?
Yeah.
Because this is a weapons-free zone, more or less. Is anyone concealing weapons? That is my proper question.
Yes.
Well, not by choice, but but they know what they hired on, so.
Yep. Lou, I'm gonna need you to roll me a roll to conceal your weapon.
The one in my mouth?
Oh, that's already concealed. Never mind.
Oh.
Yeah, that's no big deal. Is there a gun?
I was
you're
going to say, I think explicitly it says I don't have to roll for that.
Nope. Is there a gun that you're concealing, though?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. So all firearms have been left in the van.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Fair enough. He leads you to an elevator, and you are escorted with a guard to the second floor, to a lounge. It's kind of a lounge, but it's more of a conference room. Seems to also have particularly thick walls, a rather thick door when you walk up. Someplace to hold very confidential meetings, even if it is on the lower ground floors of the building. He walks in, and what you see is there at the head of the table is a rather tall man who, even in the chair, looks particularly tall. His hair kind of pulled up in a ponytail with a bit of cyberware on the sides of his face. A trench coat covering the sort of t-shirt and slacks look that he seems to be wearing. And Octavio says, "These are the ones, Mr. Costanza." And the man just looks over all of you, just kind of watching you for a moment. Do any of you do anything?
Slideye gives a formal bow, as would be expected of a individual greeting a superior in the corporation. Konnichiwa.
God bless you, he says. And Octavio kind of steps aside. These are the individuals who retrieved your son's property, Mr. Costanza. The man then stands from his chair, kind of straightens his trench coat and shirt. You see that there is a katana at his hip. Well, well, well. And what do they call you? He looks at each of you.
Look to Lulu to do what Lulu does best.
I'm Lou. The formal one is Slideye. Limpy here is Trix. And the mummy, that's Medboy. Here's your son's property, Mr. Costanza. And thank you for the job.
I'm actually quite impressed. I half expected y'all to get, well, get knocked out by them maelstromers. They've been kicking up a fuss quite a lot recently, and, well, I'm glad to see that they're gone. You have my gratitude.
Yeah. I won't ask how they got embedded in your docks, but I will say it wasn't too much for us to handle.
Well, I'm glad to hear. Actually, quite surprised. Half expected you'd be dead. Then I'd have zero problems. But I guess I ain't got no problem now. Been talking to Mr. Octavio about your work. You're rather fresh on the scene, ain't you? Ain't heard of
Freshly
nobody.
assembled.
Ain't heard of none of you.
Yeah, just freshly assembled, sir. A lot of us have done plenty of work separately in different crews.
I can respect that. Well, sit down. Let's be friendly. Before we get down to the brass tacks. And he motions you all to come sit at the table with him, and takes that head of the table chair once more. Octavio kind of sits at the other end of the table so that he's not necessarily making a scene himself.
Yeah, Lou sits closest to him.
Trix would sit closer to Octavio. Most would keep the crutch out of the way.
Orvan would probably be sitting next to Trix.
Slideye will take a seat on the opposing end of the table from their host.
So just to be clear, the only person sitting close to Mr. Costanza is Loup. The rest of you are at the other end of the table.
Seems to be the case.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Don't mind them, they're shy.
Oh, come now, I don't bite. He just kind of cracks a wide smile.
I'd just rather not trip anyone. That's all.
Would they call you Limpy?
Lou
Trix.
calls me Limpy. My name is Trix, sir.
Mm. That sounds like something some output might call. But I digress. So, Lou, you're the littlest one of them here. I half expected you to be the oldest, but you look like you're barely out of diapers.
She puts a hand on his forearm and says, "Ha! Marry me."
Funny. Well, tell me a little bit about yourselves. How'd y'all get into this business?
Oh, I suppose it was the same way most do. Boredom with the routine. Hand at skill. Desire to see change in the community. Belief that we can make a difference, perhaps.
Make a difference. I like the sound of that. Everybody tries to make a difference out of something, whether you're on the ground or you're up in a tower. I can respect that. Coming from my background, which I'm sure you've heard, I like to make a difference too. But here in Night City, you also want to become a legend, don't you? Be the next Waylon Boa Boa, right? Or was it Johnny Silverhand? I get them confused.
All due respect, sir. Legends are dead.
Ha! That's true!
Not all of them. One's still kicking. Fills whole graveyards on Arasaka's orders. That's a legend that can still kill you.
Even though some argue that Adam Smasher died back in the 2020s.
Anyone who believes that is an idiot. How many times they rebuilt the man?
But who's gonna be the next one when he's long gone?
You looking for a come up?
Everybody's looking for a come-up, darling. With a name like Abernathy, you should know that.
I don't think I introduced myself like that.
But I know you.
You do your homework?
I always do my homework.
Is that going to be a problem?
Not unless you make it my problem. And not unless Abernathy makes it my problem.
Abernathy won't make it a problem because it's not worth it. Not unless somebody makes it worth it. And that's not in your best interest at this point in time, I'm sure.
No, you're absolutely right.
She looks to the others, especially Lou. See what Lou's reaction is to that statement. Does Lou respond at all to that statement? Or this portion of the conversation?
Just tiny thumb up right by the table, like, "You're doing great, sweetie."
So, If you don't mind me asking as a professional courtesy, where'd I leave the paper trail?
When it ended, you went off the grid. And then something started whispering about somebody who picked up a new toy.
D2X10?
D2X10. Not exactly the latest and greatest of our Osaka models, but still slices and dices real nice.
I don't know. It just felt familiar. You're a fan of hardware, I presume?
Oh, of course.
Probably explains why your boy ended up getting some spec. You know, I was looking at that, and
My boy.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't tempted.
And I don't blame you. I wouldn't have blamed you at all. I'd have just had to gone after you myself, personally, if you chipped my boy's spine. I took it personal when Maelstrom did the same. My boy deserved the best. But the best got ripped out of him.
Wasn't speed that was the problem, right? So what was it? Nerve?
Maybe he just ain't built like his daddy.
Not yet, anyway.
Never will be.
We're very sorry for your loss, of course.
Thank you. It's much appreciated. So, with that being said, I'm sure you're waiting for me to hand you your cold hard cash.
If you'd be so obliged.
I think I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied with knowing who I'm dealing with, just in case I want to call you again. With Octavio's help, of course. Can't be leaving no paper trails.
We very much would like to work with you in the future. Thank you, Mr. Costanza.
Please, you can just call me Die Hard. We're friends now, right?
Sure we are.
Fantastic. That's what I like to hear. And so he reaches into his trench coat, into the interior pocket, and pulls out a fat stack of paper bills. 5,000 euro dollars. Like we discussed through your fixer. Wanted to pay you personally. Med boy, he don't talk too much, do he?
Oh, God.
Doctor's orders. He's got a thing with his throat, actually.
New vocal hardware. I can understand that. What? Something happened to his face too?
Happens when you end up taking a bullet into the jawline.
Especially from
Me.
Maelstrom.
Speaking of which, I don't want to say that I made light of our opponents. We worked hard for you. Die hard, sir. And while it's been nice meeting you in the tower and all, I think we deserve a little something extra for the work that we did this day.
Little something extra. And what may, pray tell, would be that little bit extra?
Well, on account of this job requiring a tragedy to befall, not knowing when the next tragedy is going to strike. Just something to tie us over until the next job comes.
Living expenses.
Basic living expenses. Keeping us on retainer, essentially. You want us available, don't you? We gotta eat.
I like where your head's at. And living expenses be what they may. I'll think about a retainer. I ain't guaranteeing one just yet. You're still new. You're still green. You're still very new to the whole game. And when I want a retainer, I want prospects for joining me here in the Corps.
Looking for some new samurai under Arasaka's payroll?
Arasaka pays their ninjas well, including their veterans. So,
That's fine.
prove to
One more
me-
thing.
Go on.
Unless it involves her, I don't want to hear Abernathy come out of your mouth again. As a professional courtesy, die hard.
Of course, of course, of course. My apologies.
It's quite alright. You're just laying down the cards and letting me know where you stand. Figured it'd only be kind to offer the same courtesy. Now, Lou said that you want to have us on retainer. You're saying there's an opportunity to earn that. I can respect it. We look forward to hearing you soon. Because I think you already have an idea.
I look forward to hearing more about you in the scream sheets. Legendary material. If you're good enough.
I think Lou stands up.
And he'll stand up to meet you. And he's, like I said, fairly tall, 6'5" or more. And he reaches out a hand for you, Lou.
Yeah, Lou shakes it with both hands.
And he has a very strong grip and a very strong arm behind it.
Lou bites it. It's a bite of my hand. She bares her teeth a little.
He just smiles a big grin at you as you smile back at him.
So
Well,
good.
Pleasure doing business.
So
with
nice. Talk soon.
you. Get better, bad boy. And Octavio will motion towards the door to lead you all out and escort you out of the conference room, out of the building, down the elevator, and back towards the van. Quietly. He's maintaining quiet and silence nearly the whole time. Well, what you think?
I think I want to take somebody's head off right now.
Same for the van.
I'll be seeing y'all around then.
You did good, Octavio. You did good.
Mm-hmm.
I know potential when I see it.
I'm not going to have to hear that name out of your mouth, too, am I?
My lips are sealed. In fact, I'm wiping it from my memory right now.
Good.
Well, I'll leave you to it. I have other things to get up to this morning.
Always on the move.
And also, you guys should get some rest. I'm sure you've been up overnight. You look a little
No.
sunken under the
What
eyes.
gave it away?
The calling me at 6 in the morning. That's what gave it away.
Catch you on the flip side, Octavio.
And he gives you a wave and goes to his own car to leave the parking lot. Leaving you all with the van to climb into with Sam at the driver's seat.
Okay, can we get the fuck out of here?
Yes, please. Let's do.
Yeah, sure. And Sam starts up the van, peels out, doesn't really peel out, but he pulls out of the parking space and starts to go past the guard station and out into the streets.
So so Slideye, you gonna be the next Atom Smasher?
I think at that point you might end up seeing the mantis blade deployed and currently poking through the windshield a few inches from your head.
Oh, okay. That
That was not a good joke.
Oh my god.
she nearly took off your head, Lou.
We're alright. Everybody's fine. It's not even the first hole in the windshield.
Yeah, but now I gotta get it fixed.
You
Your
put the
trucks.
other hole.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
She retracts the blade. Are you... What? Implying something, Lou?
Nothing at all.
Atom Smasher is a borged out menace who keeps on Arasaka's payroll. A legend that killed Johnny Silverhand, if the word is right. That is going full Borg. You want to end up putting me in that same league? You want to even joke about it? What do you think happens? What do you think happens when they end up starting to take pieces of you and graft until they are more of a walking arsenal? What do you think happens to a person like that, Lou? You think it's funny? You think it's just all chrome and, hey, watch to giddy heights? Like it doesn't steal a bit of you at every opportunity? Like it doesn't make sure that you have lost something you don't get back?
She doesn't turn around. She lays backwards and lolls her head beside the seat. She says, I know, and it's a goddamn shame. It's a sickness. You shouldn't be put in that position.
Psychos get zeroed by max tack every day.
And the city eats them up like that, like it's nothing. They're the cost of doing business, and the city doesn't care. Arasaka makes money over it hand over fist. Hell, it's the blood that this whole fucking machine runs on. Your blood is their oil. What do you think I'm fighting for?
An ego trip.
Wrongo. God, Sam, how old were we when we saw the first cyber psycho? Fuck, I hate even fucking saying that. So
God, it's
alienating. Max Tack came in and took him apart. Right there in the middle of the block. I mean, he was out of control. I get it. Something had to happen, but there were signs for weeks. What was his name, Sam? There's been so many, I don't even know if I can remember anymore.
most recently. Gosh. Was it Miguel?
Yeah. Yeah, they called him Popeye.
Wanted to be the strongest solo there ever was. Used to say, eat your damn vegetables, they'll make you strong.
That's what he told the kids anyway. That's what he told us when we were growing up. But Slideye, they sell us this fake dream that we can buy our way through strength. We can fix ourselves piece by piece, one part at a time, and it's just not true. Each of us is a part of a whole. We're none of us a machine by ourselves. And that's what I'm fighting for. Change that.
Aren't you just a regular old Johnny Silverhand?
I don't know what I am. Maybe it's not decided yet. But I know we all deserve a lot better.
The only thing that keeps us going anymore these days.
So we walked out of this one with another 1,000 eddies each. Amazing. Christ. Orvan?
Yes. Sorry, I was not exactly paying attention.
You're fine, bud. What did our medical supplies cost us this time around?
Oh. Giving the employee discount. 75 eddies each. Off the top.
Alright,
It'll
so
be enough for me
300
to-
total.
Give or take, yeah. Lets me recoup what I used and little extra. That way I can work on getting some more.
Okay, so everyone gets 925. 75 goes to Orvan for supplies.
Works for me.
Everyone else copacetic?
Fine by me. But for those goddamn supplies, I probably wouldn't have my organic leg anymore.
It's a great point. Trix. I'm sorry that shit happened to you, man. That shit was fucking crazy, dog.
I thought I was in a safe spot. I probably should have been around the side of the building instead.
I can't help but feel like I let him right out to you.
Like I told Slideye, we live, we learn. Just another lesson.
Slideye, you good with that deal?
Yeah, that'll work. Not like it matters much anyway.
That's that cynic we love.
I think what we need is more of Orvan's infectious optimism.
Sorry to say, that's a little out at the moment.
Why?
Trix, Loup, remember that person you were told about?
Yeah?
That was him.
Joy.
Yeah.
He's good.
Very.
Alright, keep Medboy under his radar whenever we meet up again. If we meet up again.
Or something tells me he will be calling us back.
Probably.
Well, now that he's met all of us, I bet we can just go in with me and Slideye. That makes it easier.
I don't think you want Slideye in the same room with him.
Are you sure? I think he's taking a shine to her.
That is not a joking matter. Trust me.
You sound like you're about to shit your pants, dude.
Oh, I am very well aware what I sound like.
Maybe you already did?
No, I am very good on that one.
Oh, dude, did you shit your pants?
No, I didn't. Shut the fuck up. But to answer the unasked question, Sam, I killed his son. Well,
What?
not me specifically.
What? Hold
One
on.
of his
The
children
Sandy?
is on the AV. The new guy killed him by putting wrong amount of medicine. I took the fall. He wants me dead. So in his eyes, I did the killing. Doesn't matter who actually did the killing, I am the one who took the blame.
So one and two
So-
are starting to come together.
So the fact that he is the one who gave us our job, either A, he knows who I am, and that's why he expected us to die, or he doesn't know who I am, and we are just very unlucky.
You know him better than most of us in this van right now. And you just told Loup not to bring me along. Might be some information you might want to make sure Loup is very well informed on.
He's a Fourth War combat veteran. He earned
Yeah,
that
we were told
position. And also the fact he did digging into Slideye and her real name. That was more of a polite threat than it was placing card on table.
So don't fuck with this guy.
Why threaten Slideye?
It is more of a business exchange, so to speak. You are proving that you can find information that people believe is hidden.
I'm related to Corpo in Arasaka. I am what they would call a legacy hire. And he knows that that's a little bit of leverage that can be used in some very creative ways.
Similar to how Octavio did to me, and Slideye decided to make him apologize. So, me and Slideye in the same room? We've die hard? Not a good idea.
You want me to be in the room, I'll be in the room. It's the regular corpo bullshit that I can deal with. The rest of it, on the other hand, that's a different animal.
Look, I'd be lying if I didn't say I trusted your judgment.
I gotta end up talking to somebody. And I can't do it here.
Yeah, we can drop you off.
Yeah, you got to drop me off too.
Well, we've been up all night, so I think it's about time for us to get some rest anyway, right? I'm beat. So we all headed home?
I need to make a stop near Jig Jig Street. Gotta go see a Ripper Doc.
Oh.
Trix will just give Blunder's address to him. Like, just drop me off there.
Alright. Trix, you get dropped off at Blunders. Lou and Orvan, where are you headed?
Orvan doesn't particularly have anywhere in mind, given he's homeless at the moment.
You used to live near Jig Jig Street.
Yeah. So he'll probably say drop him off with Slideye,
Okay.
because he has a few things to talk about.
And Lou? You and Sam going home?
Yeah, just going home after everybody else is done.
Okay. So Lou and Sam are off home. Slideye's getting dropped off near Jig Jig Street. Orvan's deciding to go with her. And Trix is at Blunders for a little bit of shut-eye. Briefly. Slideye, what are you on this street for? Who you seeing and what you didn't?
Need a ripper doc that doesn't ask a lot of questions. Here's the ugly truth. This is the thing I didn't want to end up talking to Lulu about. Lulu said that's gonna be an atom smasher. That irks me. That irks me in ways I can't even begin to describe. It's like having glass in your intestinal tract. Because the truth is that she's right. And she's talking about Popeye, that guy who ended up getting so modded up that he went cyber psycho. Max Tac put him down. Without the right hardware, I'm at best a meat shield. And I'm still heavy on the right side. So I'm gonna need to level out. Need to start looking for used equipment, anything that I can do to get chromed up. Faster, harder to kill. Sharper. And that means I need to seriously start looking into getting modded. And that means I'm gonna have to end up being ready to fall apart in a moment's notice. Doc said he can end up getting me suppressants. How long can I keep injecting to keep myself together? That's a really important question. Maybe Die Hard was right. Gotta end up here chipping in. Gotta get borged up. Because that's the only way we're gonna end up surviving this. Or at least have a chance to do it. Night City doesn't let you choose on whether you're going to end up being a somebody or a nobody. It's just you gotta do. And there's a part of me that really wanted to end up chipping in that chrome that we just delivered. I didn't. And now it already feels like I'm having withdrawals over something I didn't have installed. But if we're getting out of this, I need a Ripper Doc that asks no questions. And there's a Ripper Doc, they say out here, who doesn't ask a lot of questions. Takes eddies. Likes to grope the merchandise, but reality is right now, all the good Ripper Docs, the kind you want to be able to go to, they won't touch me with a 30-foot pole. Because the ones who know better know what not to do. I need somebody who doesn't care. Somebody who's not attached. So I'm looking into this guy named Fingers.
Well, Orvan, you got off on this street too.
They'd be walking a little bit. Just the silence of Slideye's inner monologue before Orvan would pipe up. I know you probably didn't want me to come. But have you considered my offer, Slideye?
Yeah, I considered it, Doc.
Well, we have pay and bills that we need. What better time to get an apartment? Even if it is just a shitty one. We both need somewhere to sleep.
You know the risks.
I know the risks, yet I am doing it.
Fine. One condition.
And that is?
I'm gonna need to run along the edge.
Alright.
Lulu is right. What you don't need someone who's soft-spoken, knows corpo regs. You don't need someone who has a bit of business sense. The only thing you need is a killing machine. You need your own Atom Smasher. You need that big stick that's gonna end up dropping the hammer when everything goes sideways. Because that's the only way to keep you all safe.
I am waiting for your condition. You are telling me the background, but what is your condition?
I need you to end up keeping the rest of the condition on the down low. And make sure that I have enough neurosuppressants to end up keeping on the level. I'll pay what I can. But I need your contacts and your knowledge to end up keeping the dosage under control. And keep it away from the rest.
Alright. But I have my own condition for that one. You tell me when it starts getting bad.
You think I'll know when it is?
Then
Part
we
of the
will work
condition.
together. Puts out his hand.
Now, are you actually... Am I following this that you just extended your right hand?
Indeed. He's trusting.
She'll take it. She'll shake it. Even though part of her right now is still dealing with the frustration in the meeting that Mantis Blade wants to come out and slice into whatever it can tear her into at this point. She tries to end up keeping that frustration low. Instead, focuses on the job.
Well,
She doesn't have...
after you.
Right now, business is first. I need to start looking into pricing some upgrades.
I think
And the
that...
one thing...
Oh, go ahead.
And the one thing that's bothering me is I'm still heavy on the right side.
And that is a perfect place for us to call the session for tonight.
Woohoo.
Thanks to my players. You guys are
Thank you.
awesome.
Thanks to our GM.
You. Yeah.
Thanks for hosting, Coffee.
Oh, of course.
Also, I'm not gonna lie. I'm digging the the Southern Texas accent coming out of Die Hard. I do like that.
Right.
Totally
a lot.
ruled. Totally ruled. So
I
I love
fantastic.
that.
And I know Volvo ain't here, but damn it, Volvo, you're the one who made that picture.
He made me make that picture. Yes, indeed.
Damn the boy.
He gave me the parameters, and I made it happen.
Yeah.
But yes, Die Hard has cards, and he will play them if he has to. He is a veteran corpo, and from the Corpo Wars, so we shall see how that all plays out. Now I'm just finding my place for how we're gonna do improvement points for tonight. So let's have our little votes here, shall we?
Can we get the poll up?
Yeah, go ahead and get the poll up, because we're gonna have some audience points thrown in there too.
Yay!
So,
Here we go.
Right, and
The-
doing the cyberpunk stuff.
so I have, for the improvement point table, brought it out, and we're gonna do our normal voting as to who fulfilled the role and how good we think they did at the task at hand. So, I'm probably going to look at a range of probably 10 to 20 improvement points, depending on how well we did for each category. And then, of course, the audience gets to determine their favorite and then add in some additional improvement points to our lovely players from tonight. So go ahead and get your votes going, everybody. I love how it says Med Boy Orvan.
I'm slowly switching over to use Medboy
Yes, exactly.
in the poll
He is a good
because that's
boy.
gonna stick.
Because he's a good boy.
It is pretty much stuck at this point.
Pretty much, you can't help it anymore, Keys. You've done it.
Nope. It's like I went with that because that's what was the first thing recommended to him that he didn't hate.
Yep. So, as a group, how well do you think you completed your task for tonight?
I think we did pretty well.
We didn't die.
And we made a lot of eddies on the selling of stuff, which is basically what all of this was.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're thinking the group worked together well, accomplishing most of the mission goals with everyone taking part in the adventure.
Mhm.
That adventure being a lot of talking today.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay. So the group gets 30 each.
Woo.
30 each. Ooh.
So, the warrior amongst all of you, being the person who used, I'm not going to say combat skills because that's what it says in the boxes there, but what about who used their skills in a relevant way tonight?
I
Hello,
think
Loup.
the only one who fits that is Lou.
Lou.
I mean,
And you?
yeah, that crit on the fucking on that trading roll. We did all of 3 rolls tonight.
34.
Yeah.
34 on a trading
Yeah,
roll.
right?
Fucking ripped ass.
Base
I also
32
need to
too low.
clarify something
Sure.
real quick. So the initial 980 that we ended up taking, that was from the selling of all the goods we had. Then it was the
Yeah.
payment on top of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You had your cash bonus from selling some of the stuff tonight, and then you had the 5,000 split between all of you for the Sant Devistan being returned.
Okay, and the 5,000 split was amongst amongst
Five
the
ways. Yeah.
it was 5 ways.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because
It's
Sam.
5
include
ways
Sam.
minus 75 eddies each for supplies to Orvan. So everyone got 925
Yep.
specifically.
So I need to end up talking to Orvan on how much it's going to end up costing for rent at that point, because if
Yeah. And we can do some of that lifestyle stuff
Yeah.
next time or between during the off week. That way you guys will no longer suffer your -2 penalty on skills. Because you'll both have found a new apartment, and then we'll tackle that monthly cost, because you do need to be brought up on that. Trix is still behind on her monthly cost for rent.
Yep.
So
and
she'll-
that'll get taken care
you're
of.
keeping
Like,
track of
she'll
that.
get into Blunder's apartment, send payments off.
Okay. And in which case, I'm trusting you all to manage your own money. If you flub it, I'm probably never going to know. So, I'm trusting you all to be adults about it. There's a bit of management in this game, as well as the fun, of course. As with all tabletop RPGs to a degree. So,
Slideye got the
Slide, I
poll.
got the audience.
hey, Slideye got the audience
Hey.
tonight. Yay.
Followed by myself.
XP.
Yes, that's 10 for the audience favorite, for sure.
oh 10, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, we've decided that Loup was the warrior tonight with her crit, having used her skills in a very appropriate and thematic way. I think that will be use skills often and effectively, often taking out important opponents. And that was an important opponent, so I'm going to give you 20 improvement points for that, Loup. The socializer from tonight. Supportive actions that were helpful in maintaining party unity today. So this is kind of like a roleplay prompt in a way. Who was kind of promoting team cohesion or bolstering the team in some way tonight?
Orvan.
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 Mr. Optimism.
Mr. Optimism.
He was also promoting team cohesion by being the team punching bag.
Yeah, a little bit
I
today.
know that-
Yeah.
That seems like an unusual way to like do that, but he
Yeah.
did allow us to come together in picking on him.
Yeah. And he's
And he
taking it
doesn't
all
get
in good fun.
About it.
And he takes it all in good fun because he knows that it's a team morale booster. Let's be real. He's probably done with that with his trauma team back in the day. So
Oh, you should have seen the practical pranks he pulled.
Oh, God.
So yeah, Orvan, I think you did I think you were a helpful and supportive and helpful part of the party in and out of game today, so you'll get your 10 experience for that. Your 10 improvement points. I think that was quite a good chunk there. Explorer, someone who did a lot of learning about the situation tonight. Who do we think that was tonight?
Oh, that's Slideye.
How do you figure?
Okay, so Slideye basically decided to not change, but make a character decision tonight based on, an environmental decision, right? So Costanza, Lou, they presented these alternative viewpoints on the world and what it takes to get through it. And Slideye learned from those things. and ultimately is making a decision about how to proceed through that. I
would
think
like to
that,
counter
like,
that.
oh, please.
With Orvan, not only did he learn that his ex-girlfriend has popped up in some way or form, he learned about Slideye's attempt and is going to be getting borked back up, and learned how well Die Hard is at figuring out things. He's learned quite a bit, and there's quite a bit that he needs to take away from this situation.
You've also shared your learning with the rest of us.
Hmm.
It's a really good point.
You look very pondering there, Raven. Who do you think?
I can't beat that argument, so I'll just give it to Orvan.
Okay, that's 2 votes for Orvan. And yes, you can double up on these things. So...
I think the last vote is Derek.
yeah, hang on. I'm determining your improvement points for that. Attempting to investigate the... okay, I'm gonna say 10 improvement points for that. That's... It's not like you've done a whole lot with it just yet, but you've learned some things. And... role players. So who was the best at role playing tonight, do we think? Kind of, or in a way, kind of maybe determining your favorite scene, or for your favorite line, or something to that effect that really stood out from the role play part of the session tonight.
I have to go Orvan. Fucking mummy.
Yeah, he went above and
Fucking
beyond.
mummy.
I'm gonna pay for that.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, Orvan, you get another 10.
Yeah!
All right.
You made out like a bandit tonight.
Did. He nearly clean sweep the whole thing.
No kidding.
That, I mean, this is how we can kind of, make it a little bit of a competition. Are you going to be the standout member of the cast tonight that the audience wants to swing the vote in your favor, or do you want to swing, try and convince your other players that yes, I was the best at this particular role tonight. So makes it
I like the way these roles help influence that
Yeah.
voting structure. I think it's really interesting.
I do too.
And then the way you can use like your executive oversight to determine how many points it's actually worth.
Yeah. And I do like doing that sort of thing, because it is inspired by what we've done in the past from VTM, and that itself is inspired from Derek doing the same thing, doing it in his own shows. So I know that you have to get out of here pretty soon here, Keys, so we're wrapping it up. But thank you all out in the audience so much for watching. Thanks to Hero Zone and the others for all of the raids tonight. It's been a delightful one tonight. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your evening, and do all the like, subscribe, and all of that sort of stuff on YouTube too, because we have a YouTube channel where all of this gets posted. So with that being said, let's say goodnight, everybody.
Night.
Hey, everybody.
Take care.